but I will leave you with Monica.
Definitely. Yes, still what on Wednesday? Yeah, good. So good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well today. I see some of you are back today, so welcome back. And just overheard that some of you also were away celebrating your respective birthdays. So happy birthday to the January birthday children. The President of the General Assembly has appointed the Ambassador of Lithuania, Her Excellency Ms. Audra Plepyté, and the Permanent Representative of Uganda, His Excellency Mr. Adonia Ayebare, as co-facilitators to lead the informal intergovernmental negotiations with all member states in regard with the upcoming UN Conference on South-South Cooperation, which will take place from the 20th to the 22nd of March in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Both co-facilitators will lead negotiations with a view to producing a draft outcome document prior to the conference, which is also known as BAPA plus 40, and will take place on the occasion of the 40th anniversary of the adoption of the Buenos Aires Plan of Action for promoting and implementing technical cooperation among developing countries. Earlier today, President María Fernanda Espinosa has issued a tweet on decent work, which is one of her 7 priorities, as you know, for this current session. Ms. Espinosa spoke about the need to improving working conditions of more than 780 million women and men who are working but not earning enough to lift themselves out of poverty. In April, the PGA will host an event at the General Assembly to mark the 100th anniversary of the International Labour Organization, ILO, where the future of work will be discussed, as well as the global need to create 600 million jobs by 2030. On the PGA's agenda and other issues, the PGA actually started her day today with an interview with the National Geographic on her global campaign against plastic pollution. Later today, she will meet at her office Ms. Sarah Cliff, who is the director of New York University's Center on International Cooperation, and will take place in a luncheon hosted by Ambassador Ma of China. The PGA will also grant interviews to Radio La Voz de Tomebamba and TC Television. And this is everything we have for today. Do you have any questions? Stefano, go ahead.
Same follow-up before. The President of the General Assembly, we're sure she watched the speech last night. So we would like to know if she has any opinion on construction on walls to control borders. Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea?
We are not going to comment on this internal matter of a member state, but I can tell you that it's important to respect the rights of migrants and also the people who need assistance, that they receive the attention that they need. We talked before here, I think it was yesterday, answering your question about the Global Compact on migration. This is how it is important to implement this compact, where governments can take collective action to, of course, address a global issue, an issue that is not going away from us. But this is everything we have, unfortunately, not anything else. Do you have any questions? No? It's Mr. Abadi.
Thank you, Monica.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You mentioned that the President in the interview, I think, is going to speak or has spoken about international cooperation. Why does she prefer international cooperation to global cooperation?
An interview, she spoke about international cooperation?
You mentioned that she spoke about international cooperation?
No, the interview was for the National Geographic on her campaign against plastic pollution. It's a global campaign. Yes.
My question is, why does she prefer international cooperation to the concept of global cooperation?
I'm not aware of this
You just
expression.
mentioned international cooperation just a few minutes ago.
On the interview. Maybe
somewhere else.
maybe I confuse you. It's no, the interview is about the global campaign against plastic pollution. Sorry, maybe it's my fault. I have to work on my diction. Go ahead, Joe. Thank you for your question.
Yes, concerning the campaign to reduce or eliminate plastic pollution, will there be any effort to, through UN assistance, to locate the sources of the plastic pollution? Because there have been reports that much of it is originating from Asia. I'm not vouching for the accuracy of it, but there have been reports. So while it's very nice to enlist global or international cooperation, it may be as if not more important to really target where the large proportion of this plastic pollution is coming from and deal with it at that level. So
Yeah.
is that going to be part of the campaign that the PGA has launched?
The global campaign against plastic pollution is actually a collective effort. So she, when we had the launch, the stakeouts, many of you were there. She's asking for the cooperation of across the board, not only member states, of course, but individual citizens, the private sector. It's a collective effort. So as you pointed out, there is a problem that we have to address. If we don't address it, I mean, we all know from scientific studies that many of us are already consuming microplastics because fish eat the plastic and we eat the fish. So, we have to address this issue from all fronts. So I'm not aware of the information that you mentioned about most of pollution coming from a certain continent. But most important here is that this campaign is successful, that we as individual consumers do our parts, that the private sector, the industries, but of course also member states and international non-governmental organizations, and everybody get on board to tackle that. Because, as we know, again, it's a well-known fact, I'm not bringing anything new here, if we don't do anything, by 2050, there will be more plastic in the oceans than fish stocks, and we have to do better than that. Linda, welcome back, and afterwards, Sato. Go ahead,
Thank you.
Linda.
Happy New Year.
And you, Happy New Year.
I may have missed this, but I was wondering if you could provide any details about the next trip that the PGA will be taking.
Yes, we will be announcing this very, very soon. I think I may have something for you by tomorrow. You didn't miss anything. You are absolutely spot on. Sato, go ahead.
Thank you. Yesterday, you introduced about indigenous language-rated event
The
on
International Day
February,
of Indigenous
International Day.
Languages, yes.
Are you expecting that any attendance from Japanese indigenous people?
There is actually a group that we read yesterday extensively. So if you go to the website, we'll know all the countries. And it's actually, I mean, this is the group of friends, but it's actually a call to all member states to take part in this and to help to keep cultures and the rich diversity of indigenous languages. I mean, I brought the figure yesterday that 2,680 languages, 80, are in danger of disappearing. So this is a serious matter, and it's an invite to all to take part and to help bring it to reality. It's so nice to see you all. So I see you tomorrow, and I wish you a very good afternoon. Take care.